and other matters. But the Māori Crown Relations Portfolio is also responsible for implementing the settlement obligations that are outstanding, and there are over 10,000 of those outstanding, mainly with organisations and agencies such as Te Papa Atawhai, Department of Conservation, and LINZ, Land Information New Zealand. So that's one area where I've got a big focus with my team at Te Arawhiti, is to make sure we understand the gamut of responsibilities that come after treaty settlements are arranged and the legislation's gone through. Okay, what obligations do we have now? And there's a lot of work that we have to do in that space to make sure we follow through. And the Crown's obligations do not stop when a settlement arrangement is concluded. Actually, they continue over time, and that's the promise of Te Tiriti o Waitangi, the Treaty of Waitangi.
Hi, you beautiful New Zealanders. We've been talking about in the last video about Tama Potaka, who's the Minister of Maori Development, and how he said in an interview that there was 10,000 claims in the pipeline for the Waitangi Tribunal. So I got onto this website, Hobson's Pledge, and I had a look at an article, and it's called The Unintended Consequences of Treaty Settlements. And this is written by Mike Butler, who's an incredible researcher, very intelligent, very meticulous, and he goes through some of the detail of all the settlements that have gone on. And I'm going to put this in the description of this video so you can read it for yourself. But he goes through at the bottom of this article all the payouts to tribes and entities since between 1989 and 2019. And the total comes to this figure here, which is $4.3 billion. Now, if you divide $4.3 billion by the number of claimants, the average payout in a settlement is 30 million. Now, let's just say that this is an indication of how future payouts are going to go, on an average of $30 million each, and you multiply that by 10,000, which is the number of claims that are currently before the tribunal, you come to a figure which is absolutely mind-blowing. It's $300 billion. Now, I had to look up the Statistics New Zealand website, and the gross domestic product of New Zealand in 2023 was $405 billion. So what this means is that treaty settlements are going to suck up 3/4 of the entire GDP of New Zealand in any 1 year. In other words, we're going to go bankrupt. There'll be nothing for superannuation, nothing for schools, nothing for police, nothing for nurses, nothing for infrastructure, nothing to run the country, no conservation. We're just going to go bust. How does that make you feel? So if this keeps going, New Zealand is going to be bankrupted. And given that the whole tribunal is based on twisted history, it's based on fraud and corruption, nobody can challenge their interpretation of the treaty. Anecdotes, stories, and memories are taken as fact by the claimants. This is a complete kangaroo court. It's a circus. It's not even a court. It's just a circus. And it's become a license to print money for Maori. And if it keeps going, it's going to bankrupt New Zealand. The Waitangi Tribunal has got to be closed down. Settlements have got to come to an end. And the racket has got to finish. David Round, who is a lecturer at the University of Canterbury, described the Waitangi Tribunal and this whole settlement process as a gigantic racket. Claimants, when they come along to the Waitangi Tribunal, their stories, their anecdotes, their memories are taken as fact. So they can say that something happened in 1840 when they were not even alive, and the tribunal accepts it as a fact. It's hard to believe that was put into legislation. That stories, anecdotes, memories, they're all taken as absolute fact. So you could say my land was stolen, and this has come down through my family line, the story. The tribunal accepts it as fact, and you get paid out. I mean, really, honestly, if that's not a racket, nothing is. We have to close this tribunal down. We have to stop this, because it's the end of New Zealand if we don't.